Level 1, the Advance. You are 32 years old. You are standing on the edge of a gravel-covered commercial rooftop in downtown Chicago. The wind is howling off Lake Michigan. It bites through your tactical jacket, but you do not shiver. You are a counter-sniper for the United States Secret Service. Your job is not law enforcement. Your job is physics and death. It is T-minus 72 hours until the President of the United States steps up to a podium exactly 840 yards away from your current position. The public thinks the Secret Service is just men in dark suits, wearing sunglasses, standing near the President. They do not know about you. The Counter-Sniper Division was created in the 1970s specifically to prevent long-range assassinations. You operate in the shadows of the sky. You hold a laser rangefinder to your eye. You are mapping the kill zone. You are not looking at the streets. You are looking at the math. You measure the distance to a glass office building to your left. 600 yards. You measure the distance to a water tower to your right. 920 yards. You log every single line of sight, every open window, every rooftop access door, into a small waterproof notebook. You are building a three-dimensional map in your head. You evaluate the environment exactly the way an assassin would. You look for the high ground. You look for the shadows. You look for the places where a man with a rifle could hide. You find 12 perfect locations. Over the next 3 days, you will watch all of them simultaneously. You do not feel honor. You do not feel patriotism. Right now, you only feel the crushing absolute weight of the geometry. Level 2, the Nest. It is T-minus 60 hours. You return to the rooftop. You are not leaving this roof for the next 2.5 days. You carry a Pelican case weighing nearly 40 pounds. Inside is a custom-built bolt-action rifle chambered in .300 Winchester Magnum. It is a precision instrument capable of delivering a sub-minute of angle group at 1,000 yards. It is painted in matte, flat dark earth to prevent any glare from the sun. You begin to build your hide. You do not set up on the actual edge of the roof. That is a rookie mistake. The edge of the roof creates a silhouette against the sky. A silhouette gets you killed. Instead, you move back, deep into the shadows of an industrial HVAC unit. You drape camouflage netting over the space between the metal exhaust vents. You are creating a dark hole that swallows light. You lay down a foam mat on top of the jagged roofing gravel. This space, no larger than a coffin, is your entire world for the next 60 hours. You arrange your gear, spare magazines, a ballistic weather meter, a spotting scope, and 2 empty plastic bottles. Because there are no bathroom breaks, you cannot stand up, you cannot walk around. From the moment you enter the hide, you cease to be a human being. You become a biological extension of the rifle. You chamber around. The bolt slides forward with a heavy metallic clack. You lock it down. The safety is on. You settle your cheek against the stock. You look through the high-powered optic. The glass is perfectly clear. You look at the podium, far below in the distance. The crosshairs rest exactly where the president's chest will be. You exhale. The wait begins. Level 3, the Spotter. It is T-minus 48 hours. You are not alone. Lying in the dirt, exactly 8 inches to your right, is your spotter. He is 34 years old. He is a former Marine Scout sniper. He is looking through a massive, high-magnification spotting scope. In the counter-sniper world, the shooter gets the glory, but the spotter does the actual work. He is your brain. He is your eyes. You are just a trigger finger. You do not talk about your families. You do not talk about sports. You only talk about the data. He reads the atmospheric conditions from a Kestrel weather meter. Temperature is 42 degrees, he whispers. Humidity, 68%. Barometric pressure is dropping. Every single variable changes how a bullet flies. Cold air is dense, it pushes the bullet down. High humidity creates drag. But the most terrifying variable is the wind. A .300 Winchester Magnum bullet leaves the barrel at nearly 3,000 feet per second. But over a distance of 800 yards, a 10-mile-per-hour crosswind will push that bullet over 30 inches off target. Your spotter is not looking at the target. He is looking at the space between you and the target. He is looking at the mirage, the heat waves rising off the asphalt. He is watching the leaves on the trees. He is watching the smoke from a distant chimney. He is calculating wind shear across urban canyons. He feeds you the adjustments. Dial up 7.2 MOA. Hold left 1.5 MOA. You reach up to the tactical turrets on your scope. You feel the distinct metallic clicks under your gloves. Click, click, click. You dial the math into the scope. You are no longer aiming at the target. You are aiming at a patch of empty air, trusting that the wind will catch your bullet and blow it exactly into the center of the threat. The trust between you and your spotter is absolute. If he is wrong, you miss. If you miss, history changes forever. Level 4, the ghosts. It is T-minus 24 hours. The physical degradation is becoming unbearable. You have been lying on your stomach on cold gravel for 36 hours. Your lower back is a knot of screaming, burning muscle. Your elbows are bruised and raw, despite the padding on your uniform. You have slept in fragmented 15-minute intervals while your spotter takes the scope. But it is not real sleep. It is just a shallow, paranoid state of unconsciousness. You eat a high-calorie protein paste, squeezed from a foil tube. You drink water from a hydration bladder, taking only tiny sips. Too much water means you have to urinate. Urinating requires movement. Movement is compromise. The psychological toll is worse than the physical pain. You have been staring through a magnified optic for hours. Your eye is straining. Your vision occasionally blurs. You suffer from sensory deprivation. Staring at the same grid of windows, on the same glass building, plays tricks on your mind. You start to see things that are not there. A shadow shifts in a window, and your heart spikes to 140 beats per minute. You tighten your grip on the rifle. You hold your breath. Your finger rests flat against the trigger guard, but your spotter whispers, "Stand down." Just a curtain in the wind. You exhale. Your heart rate slowly drops. The adrenaline crash leaves you feeling hollow and exhausted. You realize the ultimate horror of this job. An assassin only has to be lucky for 1 single second. You have to be perfect for 72 hours. You are hunting a ghost. You are waiting for a man who might not even exist. But you have to assume, you have to believe with absolute certainty that he is out there, watching you, waiting for you to blink. Level 5, the perimeter. It is T-minus 12 hours. The sun comes up. The city below you wakes up. The sterile, empty streets are suddenly flooded with chaos. Tens of thousands of people are pouring into the rally zone. The local police have set up barricades. The Secret Service Uniform Division is running metal detectors at the checkpoints. But you know that the perimeter is an illusion. A perimeter only stops a man with a handgun. A perimeter only stops a man with a bomb. It does not stop a man with a rifle. A man with a rifle operates outside the perimeter. He operates in the airspace. You are scanning the crowd, but you are not looking at faces. You are looking for anomalies. You are looking for the absence of normal behavior. In a crowd of 20,000 cheering people, you are looking for the one man who is standing perfectly still. You are looking for the man wearing a heavy winter coat in 70-degree weather. You are looking for the man who is not looking at the stage, but is looking up at the rooftops. Your radio earpiece is a constant stream of encrypted chatter. You hear the ground agents communicating in sharp, clipped sentences. Command, we have an individual at Checkpoint Alpha, acting erratic. Command, local PD reports an unsecured vehicle on 4th Street. You filter the noise. You ignore the ground threats. The ground belongs to the close protection detail. The sky belongs to you. You sweep your scope across the high-rise apartments overlooking the square. Hundreds of windows. Hundreds of dark, empty squares of glass. Any one of them could hide a barrel. You force your eyes to stop watering. You force your mind to stay cold. Level 6, the arrival. It is T-minus 1 hour. The atmosphere on the radio instantly changes. The casual chatter stops. The voices drop an octave. They become tense, professional, absolute. Command, the package is 5 minutes out. Package. The President of the United States. You hear the distant heavy thumping of helicopter rotors. Marine 1. But it is a decoy. The real president is arriving on the ground. A massive, heavily armored motorcade snakes through the cleared streets. The black Suburbans. The electronic countermeasure vehicles, covered in antennas, jamming all radio and cellular signals in a 3-block radius. And in the center, the Beast. The custom-built, heavily armored presidential limousine. The motorcade stops behind the stage. The doors open. The Secret Service close protection agents step out. They form a human shield, a diamond formation. And then he steps out, the president. Your heart rate completely stops. The training takes over. You do not look at the president. You never look at the president. If you are looking at the president, you are not doing your job. You snap your scope up. You scan the high ground. Faster now. The president walks to the podium. He begins to speak. The crowd erupts into a deafening roar. The sound waves hit you, even up on the roof. But inside your mind, there is absolute terrifying silence. You are completely locked in. You are hyperventilating slightly, saturating your blood with oxygen, preparing for the moment you have to stop breathing. Overwatch, this is command. We have a visual anomaly. Sector 4, the brick building, 4th floor, second window from the left. Your blood runs cold. Level 7, the anomaly. You swing the heavy barrel of the rifle. Your spotter is already on it. I have it, your spotter whispers. His voice is flat, dead. Sector 4, 4th floor, window is open. You find the window in your scope. The distance is 780 yards. You zoom the optic to 25 power magnification. The inside of the room is pitch black. But deep in the shadows, something is wrong. There is a straight line. Nature does not make straight lines. I see a tripod, your spotter says. I see a tubular object, possible optic, possible barrel. The radio in your ear explodes. Command to Overwatch. Do you have a positive ID on a weapon? Do we evacuate the package? You have 3 seconds to make a decision. If you say yes, the close protection agents will tackle the president to the ground, throw him into the armored car, and the entire city will go into lockdown. It will be an international incident. The stock market will crash. If you are wrong, if it is just a photographer with a camera, your career is instantly over. You will be stripped of your badge and disgraced. But if you say no, and you are wrong, the president dies on live television. You stare through the glass. You look at the black tube. You are looking for the glare of a lens. You are looking for the flash hider of a rifle. You put your finger on the trigger. You apply 2 pounds of pressure to the 3-pound trigger spring. You take a deep breath and you force all the air out of your lungs. You enter the respiratory pause, the natural pause between breaths, where your body is completely still. You are ready to pull the trigger. You are ready to send a piece of lead through the air to shatter a human skull 700 yards away. Hold, you whisper. You stare. You stare so hard your eye feels like it is bleeding. A man steps into the light of the window. He is holding a heavy black professional video camera. He mounts it to the tripod. Negative weapon, you speak into the radio. Your voice is completely calm. It is a local news affiliate. Camera equipment. Stand down. Copy Overwatch. Proceed. You pull your finger off the trigger. You close your eyes for 1 single second. A single bead of sweat rolls down your forehead, stinging your eye. You just held the fate of the free world in the millimeter of pressure on your index finger. And nobody, in the crowd of 20,000 people below, even knows it happened. Level 8, the ghost. It is T+2 hours. The speech is over. The motorcade has departed. The airspace is clear. You hear the command over the radio. Overwatch, the package is secure. Stand down. Return to base. You clear the chamber of your rifle. The live round ejects, tumbling onto the gravel. You pick it up and slide it back into the magazine. You break down the hide. You pack the camouflage netting. You place the heavy, custom rifle back into the Pelican case and lock the latches. Your lower back is screaming. Your knees pop as you stand up. You are dehydrated, exhausted, and physically broken. You walk toward the roof access door. You are not a hero to the public. There will be no news articles about you. There will be no medals pinned to your chest on television. The people cheering in the streets below are going home to their families, completely unaware that they were standing in a kill zone. They are completely unaware that the only thing separating their peaceful afternoon from a historical nightmare was a 32-year-old man lying in the freezing dirt, doing math in his head. You walk down the concrete stairwell. You step out onto the street. You are wearing a plain jacket, carrying a large black case. You blend into the crowd of tourists and commuters. A police officer on the corner doesn't even look twice at you. This is the life of a counter sniper, a life of absolute perfection, in total silence. You climb the ranks, from a rookie carrying gear to the ultimate guardian of the most powerful man on earth. You realize the ultimate truth of the sniper's existence. True power is not about taking a life. True power is having the absolute ability to end a life and having the discipline to hold your fire. You are the invisible shield. You are a ghost. And tomorrow you will fly to another city, climb another roof, and disappear into the darkness all over again.